When police apprehended Ed Gein in November 1957, they faced a man who was eerily calm, almost childlike, as he recounted his atrocities. He spoke freely about grave robbing and his twisted crafts, describing how he wanted to create a woman's suit so he could, in his words, become his mother. Investigators quickly realized they were dealing with a deeply disturbed individual. Ed's crimes weren't driven by pure malice, but by a warped psychological state. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia and deemed legally insane. Instead of prison, he was sent to a mental institution where he would spend the rest of his life. But while Ed's physical presence was confined, his story escaped, capturing the imagination and fear of the public. Reporters descended on Plainfield, dubbing Ed the Butcher of Plainfield. His farmhouse, the site of so much horror, was burned to the ground in 1958. Whether it was arson or a community desperate to erase the stain of his crimes, no one knows. Yet, the ashes of his story would birth something far more enduring. In 1960, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho introduced the world to Norman Bates, a quiet man with a deep obsession with his mother, eerily similar to Ed. Then came the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974, with Leatherface donning masks made of human skin, and in 1991, Silence of the Lambs gave us Buffalo Bill, whose macabre fixation on creating a human skin suit mirrored Gein's own horrific ambitions. But why does Ed Gein's story resonate so deeply in popular culture? Perhaps it's the contrast between his unassuming appearance and the unimaginable horrors he committed. Ed wasn't a shadowy figure hiding in the dark. He was the quiet neighbor, the man next door. And that's what makes his story so terrifying, because it could happen anywhere. Ed Gein died in 1984 at the Mendota Mental Health Institute. His gravestone, often vandalized by morbid collectors, now lies unmarked. But his crimes, and the stories they inspired, remain etched into the fabric of horror history. What's perhaps most chilling is this. While Ed Gein was an anomaly, his story served